Hello, friends. I'm here not just to talk about sustainability, although I am at surely one of the premier events covering sustainability in food at Climate Week in the world. And I just want to give another round of applause to this amazing team. It doesn't get better than this, y'all. It does not get better than this. But instead of talking about sustainability, I'm going to spend a little time talking about how we reimagine desire itself. Instead of talking about sustainability, I want to talk about seduction. Instead of talking about carbon, I want to talk about craveability. Instead of talking about data, I'm going to talk a little bit about deliciousness. Because the future that we need will not be one on a platform of sacrifice and austerity. It'll be one when sustainability tastes so irresistible that we demand it. Because deliciousness is not a bonus, it is a design imperative. I was so lucky to be in this room on Sunday to kick off this incredible summit with one of my heroes, Dan Barber. Dan Barber, anyone? Woo! Yes. And I read so much of the things that he writes. So one of the things that he wrote that really struck me was that we've got sustainable agriculture all wrong. It's not about sacrifice, it's about deliciousness. And he's right. The best farming practices do produce the best flavor. One of the things that I learned from Dan is that deliciousness and nutrition, they don't run on separate tracks. They're braided along the same genetic line. The compounds that give us flavor, those phytochemicals, those micronutrients, those volatile aromatics, they're not decorative, they're signals. They're signals of ecological abundance, of soil integrity, of health. When you breed for flavor, you're breeding for nutrition itself. Flavor is a messenger from the land. Let me ground this in some of my own personal stories. So when I graduated from business school, I went to go live on a water buffalo farm, as you do. And so I'm going to ground this experience, and for me, one of the flavors that's most unforgettable, I know we all have these flavors, the ones that you can never forget. For me, it's the taste of rich buffalo milk, especially buffalo milk ice cream, which if you haven't had the pleasure, please do. It was like velvet on my tongue, rich, dense, luxurious in a way that cow's milk simply wasn't. Later came the mozzarella di bufala, that glossy ball that you tear into ribbons and it practically weeps cream. And then the cheeses, the smooth paneer, the big wheels, each carrying that same signature, lush, deep, almost haunting. I still crave that cheese. I'm vegan, so don't tell the vegan police that I'm over here craving cheese, but I do. And here's the beauty. In Paestum, where I lived, and the town adjacent in Battipaglia, where these traditions around mozzarella di bufala were born, the farmers are absolutely practicing sustainable agriculture. It's inherently sustainable agriculture, where water buffalo thrive on the land that's cared for by multi-generational families who understand animal welfare, ecological stewardship, but they also understand that those things are inseparable from flavor. So they're not engineering sustainability in spreadsheets. They're living it, and you can taste it. That flavor, it's unforgettable. And it was also a clue. A story about the animals, a story about the land, the farmers who cared enough to preserve a genetic lineage. Because why wouldn't you preserve a genetic lineage of an animal that produced water buffalo milk that's so tasty, right? That's worth investing in. And let's be honest, if you all were to close your eyes right now and imagine the best thing that you've ever eaten, or maybe just the thing that you're craving right now, because it is like French fry o'clock in my household. What you're picturing is not a data point. You're not imagining a bar chart. Sorry, I work in the world of data, but that's not what people are imagining. They're not imagining my certifications or my claims, the grams of carbon saved, or the milligrams of iron delivered. That's not what's craving in a person's body. You imagine the flavor, that crunch, that juice, the steam rising up. the bite that made you close your eyes and say, oof, yes, that was a good sandwich. Flavor, not data, is what lives in our bodies. It's what moves us. It's what we remember. And if flavor is the story, then deliciousness must be the design. Toni Cade Bambara, a great Black feminist thinker, said, my job is to make the revolution irresistible. And what if our job in food is to do the same? Not to make sustainability feel like a burden, but to feel like a joy. Not to win people over with guilt, but to win them over with cravings, to be undeniable. Because we don't win hearts by scolding. That's never, ever worked. We win them by seduction, by flavor, by joy, by beauty on the plate. All of the joy that you've seen this week with the Food Tank team, the song, the film, the poetry. Bryce Lundberg playing his ukulele, that's how you win them. And joy shared across the table becomes contagion. So let us recenter deliciousness as design. Every intervention, every seed, every protocol, every supply chain, every policy must pass through one single filter. Does it elevate flavor? Does it honor nutrition? Is it craveable? Is it undeniable? Will people choose it not out of duty, but because it just tastes so damn good that they can't resist? If we succeed, then sustainability becomes not compromise, but just decadence. The future of food will taste so good, so electrifying, so unforgettable, like my buffalo milk ice cream in Pestum, or maybe the mozzarella di bufala from Battipaglia, like that tomato that makes your eyes light up. When we do that, sustainability becomes the default option. So let us in this amazing room of food change makers, let us make our revolution irresistible, one bite at a time. Thank you.
Woo! Thank you, Julia.